Good Tuesday morning, everyone. It is May 2nd. Thanks again for hanging out with us on KSAT News Now. This is your bite-sized newscast. We're going to go over through some top headlines across the country, also here at home. Having a very interesting story coming up here about a dumpster diving bear. Yes, a dumpster diving bear. Cannot wait to kind of talk about that one here in just a little bit. And of course, we're going to have your weather, what is expected here on our Tuesday and for the rest of this week. Of course, it is election week, getting ready, ramping up for Election Day on Saturday. So Justin Horn, I've seen him walking around the newsroom, and he's going to give us the very latest on our forecast coming up in just a bit. Make sure to follow us on all of our digital platforms, ksat.com, KSAT Plus, and also don't forget to follow us on YouTube as well. So let's go ahead and get into some of our top stories of the day, and we're going to start with a local story here, really a story that's carried on pretty much throughout the night into early this morning. So a person is now in custody after getting into a standoff with police, which forced an I-35 access road to be shut down for several hours. So this all began after 10 p.m. last night when police got a call about an accident near Rittiman Road, and this of course is near Bamsey. When arriving to the scene, police found that there was no accident, but there was actually a man here, an individual stopped in the middle of the road. The man then made threats to the officers, and the standoff began as police were not really sure whether he was armed or not. So the access road was shut down until the standoff ended peacefully around 6 this morning, so about an 8-hour time frame there. At this time, the man's name or a reason for him stopping in the middle of the road have not been released, and that was a story that we covered extensively this morning on Good Morning San Antonio. Our traffic reporter, Stephen Cavazos, covering that, and also our reporter on the ground, Katrina Weber, putting together a story on that. So we will continue to follow latest developments there. Okay, now to a sad scene in Oklahoma. I mean, an absolutely horrific, terrible scene there. Police there are now saying that 7 bodies have been found inside a home near Tulsa. So yesterday, the Oklahoma Highway Patrol issued an endangered missing advisory for 2 teenage girls. 2 girls, one was 14, one was 16. So it turns out 39-year-old registered sex offender Jesse McFadden was last seen with these 2 young girls. Authorities searched McFadden's property and found 7 bodies on it. So the way this all kind of happened was he was supposed to go to a trial Monday for other charges related to a minor. This was a case from 2017, but he never showed up. That's when authorities issued a warrant to search his property and then unfortunately located all of those bodies there. So a medical examiner needs to confirm the identities of those 7 bodies, but authorities say that they believe they have found the people that they are looking for in this, again, horrific case there in Oklahoma. All right, now here locally, if you want to beat the crowd on Election Day, make sure to get out and vote today. So today is the last day of early voting. The polls are open until 8 o'clock tonight. So hopefully if you're listening to us via podcast or via any of other platforms, you hear this news before 8 o'clock tonight. You can find a list of polling locations on ksat.com as well as a sample ballot, so you can see what's on it before you head out. Very important to know exactly what you're going to be going to the polls for. So the mayor and city council seats are all up for election. This is a big city municipal election, as well as several school bonds, Southwest ISD, Comal ISD, Alamo Heights ISD, and then the big one here, the story that we've been covering extensively, Proposition A. There are a lot of details that go into that when it comes to the city's charter. So Election Day is Saturday. The polls then will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. that day. And again, we're going to have extensive coverage there on that evening when it comes to another citywide election. So go out, get your voice heard, and make sure to go vote on this Election Day. And if you have a chance, again, today is last day of early voting.
Last day.
Yeah, last day of early voting. So hopefully the weather kind of cooperates. It seems like things are looking pretty good so far.
Yeah,
I see that face.
It's fine. It's a little humid,
Yeah,
but other than that,
it's
not too bad to stand in line. We've got, well, if there are even lines, I don't know if there are. We've got lots of clouds, and that's actually keeping temperatures down just a little bit. As we look at the satellite picture here, clouds sweeping across our area, those morning low clouds, no rain really associated with these. And temperature-wise, 71 degrees here in San Antonio. So we're in the 70s. We'll see those temperatures warm up into the 80s as we get later into today. In fact, I think we're probably looking at low 80s here in San Antonio, upper 80s in spots south of San Antonio, and 70s in the hill country. Cloud cover will break up some. We'll get some sun this afternoon. What do we got long term? What about rain chances? So here's the setup, and it's a pretty interesting one. We got a big low over the Great Lakes, another one off the west coast. Out ahead of it, we got a flow out of Mexico, out of the southwest. And this a lot of times will give us some rain chances, but with this kind of flow, it's kind of hard to pinpoint exact timing and location when it comes to thunderstorms. Here's what we're thinking. Today, storms generally stay off to the west. As we get into tomorrow, same story, maybe in Mexico, parts of West Texas, but not here. It's not until Thursday that we get a little better piece of energy coming through, and that generates some showers and storms that may cluster together and work towards San Antonio by Thursday evening. We'll be watching this closely because there is a risk for severe weather here, and there's enough moisture in the atmosphere in this case that we could get some pockets of heavy rain. That'll be something to watch. And I think after that, we'll have some more chances Friday and Saturday, too. The risk for severe weather, Storm Prediction Center has outlined that west of San Antonio, the scattered risk. So that's where storms could be severe initially and then, again, work their way towards San Antonio. Here it is in the 7-day forecast. 83 Wednesday, 84 Thursday with that 40% chance of rain. We'll go 30% for Friday and Election Day, 20% Sunday and Monday. And there could be some severe weather involved. Again, it's just hard to know exactly when and where.
Okay, yeah, good to know. And make sure to download the KSAT Weather Authority app for the latest updates.
Best way to keep up with the forecast. We update it often. And
the AppCast. I mean, it was extremely helpful during Fiesta. I know you guys were very busy during that time.
It
is. A lot going on.
It's like having a TV in your hand. If there's severe weather, we'll be on there letting you know what's going on.
All right, yeah. Plus the OG storm chaser right here.
Hey, man. Got to.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so dumpster diving bears. That's what we talked about here off the top. And a school principal here got the shock of a lifetime when he was going to throw some things away in the dumpster. Check this out here. He's going to walk up to it here in just a little bit. Let's see if we have surveillance video actually from the district here. So let's see what happens. He's walking. It looks like he's trying to open up the dumpster, and you just see this bear pop out of nowhere. Freak him out.
So a couple of observations here.
Yes.
One, that bear must have been really quiet because the guy has no idea.
Yeah.
And then
bear was just taking a snooze or something.
Secondly, I got to appreciate this guy's sprint speed. It's pretty good. And then the third, this lady opening the door, she's like,
she's like, nah, I'm not about that life right now. That's pretty much it. This principal has probably not run that fast since probably like his high school days. Look at him, he's winded.
He pulled a
right
hamstring.
Here in the video, yeah. So the principal here said that the bear must have been trapped or somehow trapped itself, I guess, in the dumpster after apparently maybe squeezing in for a meal and a snack.
That was a big surprise. I was not expecting that. You know, you throw trash in a dumpster and you throw things in it, but you really don't expect things to come out.
All right. So, yeah, I would agree with that. That is Principal Jesse Marsh. Again, shout out to him for the sprint speed. Just
also the bear
showing the jets. Yeah,
too.
The bear was ready to get out of there too.
Yeah.
So obviously you saw in the video there, bear makes a run for it in the woods. So did Mr. Marsh there. Fortunately, we see from that video, no one was hurt. But always be mindful of bears and dumpsters. That's the lesson. Maybe we could take away from this. It reminds me of something that happened to me in San Marcos when I was at Texas State University. Shout out Bobcats, eat 'em up cats. Possums.
Yeah.
They will just. They just hang out in dumpsters there.
They come out of nowhere.
They come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and I remember
raccoons
one
too.
just freaked me out to no end. Yeah, it was kind of late at night. I was just seeing this thing just stare at me. Yeah, possum problems.
Got to be careful.
Got to be careful around dumpsters. All right, that's going to wrap up today's KSAT News Now. Thanks again for checking us out, and we will be back here with you guys tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody.